Hello everyone and welcome to this new video on the CakePHP Fixture Factories. In the previous videos we've seen how to install the package, how to set it up, and how to create our first test fixtures. In this video I'll show you how the package helps you populating the associated models. Let's start directly with this test. In my articles table I have created a finder which is find list by country, which what it does, it filters our articles according to the country the authors belong to. So in my model I have articles which can have many authors. Each author has a business contact. The contact includes a city and the city is associated to a country. And I want to simply list all my articles per country. The country can be a string or an array, so I can filter along several countries. And I need to test that. In order to test that, I will need to create a bunch of data. I need to create my article. I need to associate to it at least one author and create an address, store, a city, and a country. If you do that with CakePHP fixtures, it can be a lot of work. And since we want to test that function filtering across several countries, it can become a real mess. And this is just one test. So let's see how we can do that with a CakePHP Fixture Factories. I'm going to start by creating an article of a given country foo. So I'll call my article factory. Gonna make it, and I'm going to use the function with, which enables to create deep association. In my model, this is the path from the articles to the country in terms of associations. In the first parameter of the with function, I give the full path, and then I will tell which data is supposed to be inserted in country. Authors, business contact, city will be populated automatically with the default template as we've seen in the previous videos. So the field name is name in my country, and I'm going to give it, to assign it the value country, and I'll persist, which will save the whole bunch of data in the database. And that's it. Basically my database now is populated. What I will expect is, as key, I'll take the article, I'll receive the article ID, and the value is the article title. This is what I expect, a list with key, the ID of the article, and value, the title. And I just need to check that what is expected here equals the output of my finder. Let's give it a try. And it passes. Now that I have created my article associated to the country, I also want to create some noisy articles to make sure that not all the articles are retrieved, but really only the one that I'm targeting. So I'll do the same here, but I will not assign any country value. So this will generate around the random country. And I am going to create 5 noisy articles. If I run that again, it passes. So this really shows us that the finder works properly. Now, how as I said, it's possible to give several countries as parameter. So what I will do here is create a country 1 and a country 2. I'll call it foo2. I'll create articles country 1. I'll call it article 1. And I'll create a second article article 2, which will be associated to the country 2, and country, what will pass as parameter is country 1, country 2. Alright, what I now expect is the article 1 and its title, and the article 2 and its title. I pass country as parameter, which is now an array. And let's see if this passes. It does. Now, one last thing we can change here. We can see that we have a lot of repetition in terms of authorized business contact city country. This is repeated several times, which means we'll probably have to reuse it also in the future. And we're going to create a method out of it in the article factory. What I'll do, I'll use that width. I'll go in the article factory and create a new method, which will be called width country. So I'll pass a parameter, which will be the country. I'll call it country name, and which can be nullable. And if the country is set, we'll return this with the author business contact city country association, the name being country name. And if it is not set, then I'll return it without anything as a second parameter, and my country factory will automatically populate a given name. If we have a look at the country factory, you see the default template. The name is set using faker, and a country name is automatically given. So once we have this helping function in our article factory, I can go back to my tests and make that test shorter with country. The auto-completion helps me there. And we can do the same at the other places. With country 2. And here we'll just put with country empty. And this way I have my business logic, which is integrated in the factory. If another user is going to use that factory, he will see, thanks to the auto-completion, all the helping functions, all the helping methods that are available. Your code is clean, and you immediately see what has been created, what you expect, and the population of the fixtures, the creation of the fixtures, is a piece of cake. Now let's just see if this works. And it passes. One last thing I wanted to show you is the bracket notation in the factories. If we go in the article factory, I have here my with country method that we've just created, and Fixture Factories allows you to conveniently specify how many associations you want to create. There are several ways. You can see in the documentation. One handy way is by passing, for example, an integer into brackets right after the name of the association. And if you pass that, which is in this case absolutely not relevant, but it's just for the sake of showing you, this will tell the factory that you want to create an article that has 3 authors, and each authors will be populated on its own with a business contact, a city, and a country. But you can see here it's possible to give an integer into brackets. If I run that, in this case it's not going to change anything concerning the test, but it's a nice to have for some cases. And what we've also built is that if you give an integer to city, for example, if you want to have a business contact with 2 cities, since the relation is a belongs to, this is going to throw an error because it's impossible to have a contact with 2 cities. This way you have a kind of association builder exception. You have a security when building your fixtures with associations. There are many different ways to create your fixtures using the fixture factories. This was just an example. Dig into the documentation which is provided in the package on GitHub, and I wish you a lot of fun baking your factories and creating your fixtures on the fly. See you later for another video.